Good morning, Patersonians and Fredscribers. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's still a little bit dark here in this Paterson morning. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed the recent uploads on the channel. Wanted to make this video to wish all my Fredscribers and visitors a happy St. Patrick's Day as we commute to work. And I say we because you're with me right now. Obviously, I am the only one commuting to work. But when you're in the car, it is we. It is us. We are commuting to work on this Monday morning. And of course, shocker, it's raining and drizzly. I should rename the channel Drizzly Media or Rainy Media. I'm thinking of renaming the channel. Let me know what you think. Something a little more generic like, I don't know, Cardona Media, Broadway Media. Now, I only said that because I'm on Broadway. Well, you know, you get the gist. We'll let this person cross. I'm in a warm car. She's out there in the elements. The faster she can get to her shelter or to her home. I say shelter, I mean anything. Our home is our shelter, right? Like food, shelter. That's what civilization should consist of. Food, shelter, water. Those three things. So hopefully she can get to her house, her home, as we're here on a red light on Madison Avenue. I hope everyone is enjoying their March. March Madness is getting ready to begin if it hasn't already. I've never been a big fan. My dad growing up was specifically and strictly baseball. He was not a football fan. He was not a basketball fan. He was not a hockey fan. So growing up, I never watched those. It wasn't until my adult years that I got into football. Still never got into basketball, probably because I couldn't play it myself. I was horrible at it. I was okay in football. You know, we would do pickup games on the block where we were, you know, growing up. In my case, I grew up with my friends on Van Houten Street, Graham Ave, which is now Rosa Parks, 12th Ave. You know, those are the streets I grew up on with my friends. We used to play in the winter. We used to play football. In the summer, we play baseball. A lot of my friends who were really good in Paterson played basketball. I tried. I was no good. I was never picked. So I guess I was picked in the very beginning, but I was horrible. I didn't know what I was doing. I never watched basketball on TV, but I watched my friends play most of the time. So I never really went out when, you know, they were playing during like the basketball. Like during March Madness, if I remember correctly, there was always a group of guys balling there on the courts. But a lot of them were tall. I wasn't that tall. I was tall, but not as tall as some of my friends. Pretty soon we're going to be leaving Paterson. So it'll end the Paterson component. When I commute to work, you guys can see what Broadway looks like. Sometimes I'll do a vlog where I'm not commuting to work right away, so I can show you some other areas as I drive. But today I don't go in later, I go in early. So I have to go straight to work. But I like having you guys join me in the morning. I like it. I like it a lot. Let me get the froster going here. So yeah, looking forward to that. Baseball season is going to start soon, so I'm happy for that as well. Many of you guys know that I am a Mets fan, but I never developed a hatred for the Yankees. So when I grew up, when we were growing up, we only watched Channel 9. We only watched the Mets. I knew of that other league that was in the sport, the American League, but because we never played with those teams to me were never rivals. I knew of the Yankees, and I knew they also played in that whole other league, but they weren't really rivals because we never played them. When we played them in those years, for those of you that remember, it was mostly fun. It was the Mayor's Trophies game. There was no pressure to win, at least not in my young adolescent mind. To me, we were just having a fun game. It was nice watching or listening to a game, because I don't even remember if it was on TV, but I remember listening to it a lot on the radio. I would listen on a transistor radio and hearing these names that I normally wouldn't hear. To me, these players were strangers. Names like Bucky Dent. Wait, was Bucky Dent on the Yankees? Am I misremembering stuff? But definitely listening to names like Willie Randolph, Thurman Munson, names like that. They were. I didn't know who those players were because we never interacted with them throughout the baseball season. So growing up, I never developed a hatred for the Yankees. My best friend growing up, my childhood friend, was a Yankee fan. We used to congratulate each other. When I did hear of their wins, I used to say, "Yo, man, congrats on the win." And I remember as a teenager, our choir director would take us to Yankee Stadium. It'll be like a youth group type trip, and most of them were Yankee fans. So we'd go. I remember going to Yankee Stadium as a kid, watching them play. By then I knew who they were. As a teenager, I started becoming more aware, obviously, because now I'm starting to watch TV and sports on my own. And I started watching them when the Mets weren't playing, because I love baseball. So I actually did watch a lot of Yankee games as an older teenager. And when I mean my older teenager, I mean like 16, 15, 17, not like 13 or 14, a little older. So I would watch them play when the Mets weren't playing. And they used to play at different times, if I remember. So when interleague play started, that's when the rivalries became more apparent. Well, we did leave Paterson, so I guess that's the end of this Paterson morning vlog. All right, Fredscribers, once again, I want to thank you. Remember the 4 YouTube commandments: like, share, subscribe, and comment. And the 5th Angela Star commandment: be kind and be courteous. If you're a visitor to the channel and you're not a subscriber, I thank you for the visit. And if you enjoy the contents, feel free to subscribe. You can become an official Fredscriber. With the official Fredscriber package, it is free. I should design a badge, shield. Official Fredscriber agent. This way you guys can show your badges. I'll get a little badge wallet. Show it, open up, and go, I am an official Fredscriber agent. All right, guys, thank you so much for putting up with my silliness. We'll see you on the next video.